Her eyes are green, her hair is clean, she's light skinned. Her skin is so fair and she's so straight up. She cooks good food and never bread. She's light skinned. Never fit, never hair which way. She's light skinned. She's out of sight, don't call her away. She's light skinned. She's so great in bed and she gives awesome head. She gets it back before she's ahead. She's light skinned. She is sport of her support. She's light skinned. She's never real with attitude. She's light skinned. She's so well behaved because she listens from friends. She don't eat much of that to bed. She's light skinned. She's out of sight and never fight. She's light skinned. Her skin is green, her self-esteem. She's light skinned. Her skin is so smooth and she knows how to move. She truly thinks she can work the day. She's light skinned. She's fine as wine with a knife behind. She's light skinned. Her skin is beige and you say she's light skinned. With good white girl glass and a sexy fat ass. Her hair is long, her skin is so she's light skinned. She's the only one I want. She's light skinned. The one I call when I wanna have fun. She's light skinned. She's the only one I want. She's light skinned. Light skinned. She pretty and smart and good at heart. Her eyes are green, her hair's clean. Her skin's fair, she's straight ahead. She cook good food and never rude. Won't have a fit when the head is wet. She's out of sight, don't call her by it. She great in bed with off her head. She'll get the bag for she had. She plays sport, off her support. She never grew, no attitude. Well behaved, do Sunday slave. She don't eat much, her thigh don't tug. Out of sight and never find. Her skin's cream, high self-esteem. Her skin's smooth, know how to move. She really fit, can't write that thing. Fine twine with a knife behind. Her skin is beige. We on the same page with a white girl class and a big fat ass. Her hair's long. Let's in this song.
You can't dictate what I dictate.
She's light skinned. She's the only one I want. She's light skinned. The one I call when I wanna have fun. She's light skinned. She's the only one I want. She's light skinned. Light skinned. She's light skinned. She's the only one I want.
Welcome to the Game Changer 00100 show. I'm your host, Game Changer. Make sure you hit that like button when you come in. All right, so today we are... crap, hold on, give me a second. Okay, so today we're going to talk about the soft bigotry of low expectations, how it applies to Black women. And of course, what prompted this discussion is the Kevin Samuels situation. Excuse me, his latest and greatest new viral video. I'm not going to make this too long because, I haven't eaten breakfast yet. I kind of woke up to this situation. So, yeah, I'm going to try to make this as quick as possible. Anyway, here, let me pause the other screen. Okay, so as everybody here knows that I am a nerd and I have been my whole life. And in addition to that, I began school early. Therefore, I was younger and therefore smaller than the other kids. Now, as it just so happened, from time to time, I was called to fight, whether it's to fight with a friend against another group of young boys, or to fight one-on-one with a young boy who was older and very likely bigger than me. And Of course, I didn't want to. I didn't want to have to do that because I was at a disadvantage. So, chances are I would lose and have to endure the humiliation of that loss, as I did a couple of times. I didn't win every fight I was in. In fact, I don't think anyone ever has unless they truly didn't challenge themselves. So, didn't like to have to do it. I just didn't. However, I did find out that when challenged, whether you want to fight or not, the fight is upon you, whether you want it or not. Meaning that, you're going to have to fight whether you want to or not. It has come down to that point. The gauntlet has been dropped. So your feelings on whether you want to do it is irrelevant. This is something that you have to do, whether you want to do it or not. And unfortunately, that is where the woman who Kevin Samuels was talking to, unfortunately, that is where she found herself. She found herself in a position to where excuse me, to where she had to, she's being challenged, and the challenge is upon her, whether she likes it or not. um, she has to compete with other groups of women, whether she wants to or not. Just like I didn't want to have to compete with other boys that was in my grade but not my age, that was in my grade but not my size. I had to compete with them in the physical realm, whether I like to or not. You are going to have to compete with other groups of women, whether you like to or not. You see, in the Black community, we are we have become placent with the concept of the best Black dot dot dot. This person is the best Black dot dot dot. I have the highest grade amongst the Black kids in my school. I have the highest math score amongst the Black kids in my school. I am the best Black dot dot dot. And it's generally something that Black people don't excel in. They don't say I'm the best Black basketball player in my school. They just say I'm the best basketball player, or I'm the best Black boxer, in my league. They just say I'm the best boxer. Because the truth of the matter is, you can have the highest GPA amongst the Black kids all you want to. When you graduate, you are going to have to compete in the job market with everybody, whether you like to or not. You are going to have to compete in this job market against everybody. You are going to have to compete with the rich white kids whose parents took them to Yale because he's a legacy. They don't care. They're looking at, he went to Yale, you didn't. You're going to have to compete with that Asian kid whose parents didn't allow him to watch TV. Well, they let him watch a little bit. He got to watch 2 hours a week of TV. He can only watch like a half of the Big Bang Theory a night. So they'll let him do that. But no matter what, you are going to have to compete with him when you grow up. The competition is on you whether you like it or not. Period. You're going to have to compete with that immigrant who's if you're in that type of field, who's because of his H-1B, he'll work for a smaller amount. And really, you're gonna have to compete with immigrants no matter what. That's just throughout the board. You're going to have to compete with other tribes of men, whether you like to or not. And unfortunately, and this is the harsh truth that the young lady did, or I shouldn't even call her young, but that the woman that Kevin Samuels, broke this down to, didn't want to accept. And what she didn't want to accept is that she's going to have to compete with other groups. You see, she's okay with the low expectations that black men have placed on black women. They were allowed to place low expectations on us because of blackness. Every time, a requirement or a demand or something like that came up, they could just revert back to slavery. How come you got fake hair? Slavery. How come you got that attitude? Slavery. How come you're fat? Slavery. The white man made us this way. Y'all didn't protect us. Blah, 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 blah. And therefore, you can have a chick, a self confessed average woman, say that she deserves the top. Why? Because she is the best looking black woman that area, wherever she's from, whatever swamp she comes from, has seen in quite some time. Like, I am the hottest thing on Rural Route 8 in Paducah, Georgia. But no, the competition is thick, and so are the women that these high value men are going for. You see, one of the differences between high value men and non high value men is that the high value men competed with everybody. These aren't the guys that's saying I'm the best black something or other. These guys are the ones saying I'm the best. You think it wasn't a bunch of Indians and Orientals and Africans in my class mucking up the curve? You think that it wasn't a bunch of people who are looking to go to grad school in the class, already took the class, taking it again just to get a higher grade so they could go to a decent grad school, messing up the curve? I didn't want to have to compete with that, but competition is upon you whether you like it or not. High value men, do you know how many men you have to compete with to get into the NB anything or the NF anything? To get into anything that begins with the letter N besides the NAACP, you have to compete on a national level. You have to be the best. And you're a 5 not wanting to compete with a 6 who feels you don't have to compete with the 6? See, you understand that the curve is low, that the standard is low, that the bar is low in the black community. You understand that, which is why you want to keep the competition within the black community. You want your only competition to be those who are not competing. Now, many of you have seen a show called The Wire. Oh, by the way, shout out to The Rock Den. It says, peace, JC. Let's see. Do I how I think you mean how do I get a copy of the Sisterhood Scrolls? I'm working on it. I'm working on getting a copy to everybody. You have to compete. So on The Wire, right? The Wire is a show that takes place in Baltimore, Maryland, and it deals with primarily with a group of drug dealers. I think they were selling heroin. Yeah, they were selling heroin, and they were based in West Baltimore. Now, in the first season, they were saying, like, look, we do worse and we get paid more, meaning that they had crappy heroin. Their heroin was crap. The people who use heroin was complaining about the quality of heroin that they were putting into their veins. And they just repackaged the old stuff and gave it a new name, and and they said, no matter what we call heroin, it's gonna sell. We do worse and we get paid more for it. And they were making all this money off of crap heroin because the heroin addicts that lived in West Baltimore would buy it just so they can have West Baltimore heroin. But then one day a problem arose. A big problem. What's going on, Jack? What's going on, Chris? What's going on, Michael? What's going on, Gold Eagle, Direct Den? Let's see, who else? Who else? Lim, salute. Latrell, Pump and Dump, Jerome, salute, salute, salute. Blaze, the Stampede, New, salute to you. Suleiman, salute. Tampa, salute. Let's see. And got direct in. Appreciate the super chat direct in. And I think that's Excalibur, salute, salute. So then one day they started noticing that the heroin addicted fiends were traveling east. There was a migration. There was a migration of fiends traveling east. Why? Because in Baltimore, east is where the ports are. And since the drugs come from overseas, they get them first. So they were traveling east for a better deal, for more heroin for their buck, for better quality stuff for their monies. And you know what they did in West Baltimore on the show, that is? They whooped their ass. How dare you leave west to go east for a better deal? How dare you leave the community for a better deal, for somebody that is offering you what you want but better? How dare you leave for what you want, for a better product? And that's where we're at now. For those of you who's following the analogy, see, when you try to leave the isolated situation, they attack. The Cynthia G's attack. Who are you? You must be Jihei. You must be something, something, something. You're going to women who don't wear wigs. You're going to different groups of women, forcing me to compete. How dare you? You are supposed to isolate yourself within this realm where we control the market, where the worse we do, the more you have to accept it. I would like to keep you trapped in here indefinitely. And that way we control what you eat. See, that's the overall mating strategy of the sisterhood. And the unfortunate thing about that mating strategy is that many boomers, particularly, and Gen Xers too, and even some millennials, have tailored their mating strategy according to that, especially if you live in a place that is primarily, if not solely, sisterhood. You altered your mating standard. Since they didn't have to compete with the world at large, with other tribes as at large, with the nation as large, and with other nation at large, they only had to compete with each other, and they said, look, we're just not going to compete. We're going to mess with the curve. They've gotten comfortable with that. And it's that comfort that allowed that young lady to behave the way she did. It's that comfort is the reason why she thought she can get away with being average and demanding above average. Because when you have a group of men who are above average in ways that women measure men in value, and you are below average, the only outcome is below average men, or excuse me, below average women getting with above average men. There is no other outcome, provided that those men stay within the community. And that's why there is a greater push for black men to stay with black women than any other ethno-gender group. Black men do not force loyalty on black women as much. White men do not force loyalty on white women as much. They didn't even do that during like the Jim Crow era. Asian men do not force that on Asian women, and Asian women don't force that on Asian men. Asian men openly say, I prefer white women. They say that to their girlfriends, to their Asian girlfriends. They're vocal about it. But where's the shame? Where is the attacks that come from Asian women? Do they attack, or do they get, longer hair? Do they get more submissive? Do they become better wives and mothers because they understand that competition is upon them? It's been like that since, no matter what, or since the two ethnicities merged here in America. Since through whatever channel the Asian women got to the US and the Asian men got to the US, whether it was in San Francisco on the railroads, over a century ago, or whether it's, I don't know, modern immigration, whether he has a H-1B because he's a doctor or something like that, no matter what, she understood that, she's going to go to a place where she's going to have to compete with other groups of women. And she would be worried about competing with black women, but guess what? She, like every other tribe of women on the planet, don't see black American women as competition. They don't see you as competition. You the nerd on the basketball court. You are not competition. They come here fearing the white woman. They come here fearing those blue eyes. They come here fearing that blonde hair. They don't fear you. How you gonna fear somebody who got your dead hair sewed into their head? They don't fear you. They don't see you as competition. And it's not because of peripheral vision. They do not see you as competition because you're not competing. Compete and see that they don't see you as competition. How come every black woman that competes wins? How come the best black women beat the best non-black women? Because that's what happened when they compete. That would happen on an individual basis. If y'all compete on basis of hair, if y'all competed on basis of personality, if y'all competed on the basis of weight, if y'all competed, y'all would win. And I'm not talking about y'all would win with, with man on the block. His vote don't count because he's voting for everybody. He's voting for everybody with a vagina. No, I'm talking about y'all would win in every single realm. Amongst every single tribe, y'all would win. If you go to Madbuda and you find a tribe there and you ask the tribesman what kind of woman he wants, he would say, which means a black woman. That competes. But you see, y'all losers. Y'all losers because you don't compete. As a young man, I was a loser at sports. So I was a loser because I didn't compete. And I didn't say to the basketball coach, you should let me in and let me win because I'm smaller and less coordinated than the other boys. I didn't say that. I didn't walk around saying I want a basketball trophy and I'm just an average player. I want a scholarship to university and I'm average or below average. And then say something like, yeah, but I'm an above average nerd. No, that don't fly. It don't work that way. You are asking for concessions that you don't give yourself. When was the last time you gave a five a chance? And I'm not talking about five in looks, even though that's part of it. I'm talking about five by any metrics you rate men. When was the last time? I remember I tried that line. I tried that line at a club in DC. Walked up to a baddie. I'm talking she was just perfect. And I said to her, how would you like to suck some slightly below average penis? Penis. Would you please suck on this slightly below average penis? Penis. Let me put some pudding in your hair and eat it. I know I'm slightly below average, but take this penis. Anyway, I'm black. Why won't you take it? Is it colorism? Is it racism? Is it nerdism? Is it small penisism? Is it brokeism? Is it crappy carism? Is it a high pitched voice ism? What ism is it that is stopping you from placing my penis in your mouth? Because it's your fault. It's not fair that my penis is not in a beautiful woman's mouth. I'm average and I deserve more, damn it. That's where we're at. Hit the like button, people. That's where we're at. The average is demanding exceptionalism, is what we come across. See, we as men, as black men, know that you don't get a damn thing that you don't work for. You got to work hard to get hard. Martin Luther King said it best in his speech entitled The Curious Formula. A black man has to work twice as hard to get half as much. See, we understood that. We understood that we had to work hard, that we have to compete regardless, that nobody was just going to give it to us. We had to work for it. The civil rights was us fighting for the right to work. The crap jobs. But they don't want to work. It shows in their hair, it shows in the disposition, and it shows in their waistline. Wanting the results of hard work without working hard is natural. I don't fault a person for wanting the results of hard work without working hard. That is completely natural. That is a completely natural thing. What is unnatural is expecting it. I wanted to have been born rich. I wanted to have been born a rich jawline nagaga, but I wasn't. I was born poor with an average jaw. And I don't expect to become rich just to balance the playing field, just to level everything out. Nor do I just put myself in a group of jawlineless people and say, look at my jawline. I'm not going to go to a remake of The Wiz and say, I am the tallest nagaga here. And therefore, I want you to date only within this realm. I want the top women to date only within this realm and pick the tallest one here. She wants she's the one of the slimmest chicks at a size 3. She's one of the slimmest chicks in her community. And she wants the men to date only within her community where she could just lord her size 3 over people that way that whose dress size is at least 4 times that. She looked around and she seen a bunch of Buffalo Beckys, hit the like button, and said, this is my competition. I don't even have to wash my hair. I don't even have to hide my 5 head. I only have to brush on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and I don't even need to use paste. Where's my high value man? I'm a size 3. So hold on, let me bring up the thing. I'm gonna do it and then I'm gonna go. So like I told you in the beginning, I'm gonna give me something to eat. What's going on, Justin? Unspoken. All right, give me a second. Oh, wait a minute. All right, y'all. Let me know if y'all can hear it when the time comes here.
Is what I'm realizing.
And ma'am, and that's my point. You ladies all feel like, listen, you ladies all feel like you're the exception to the rule. And then when someone like myself comes along and gives you a dose of reality, instead of just accepting it, it's like, yeah, but I'm special. You don't know any men on this level that are not your father, that aren't related to you. That means you don't know these men. You don't know where to go get them. You don't know.
Now, in my opinion, he shouldn't have said that. He shouldn't have said you don't know where to go get them, because there's this thought process amongst young women that they have to actually like, I'm going to become a CEO, that way I'll be in the social circle of other CEOs. Exactly, they know. It's not hard for a woman to find it. Become a waitress at a nice restaurant and you'll find it. Become a stewardess and then, get promoted to first class and then you find it. Become a secretary. And then when the hollering brothers, come to make a business deal with your company, the hollering brothers will be hollering at you. If you wasn't a five, you can find it at any facet of life. They act like like there's some type of like Mason Dixon line, or there's like a neighborhood that only they're allowed in or something like that. You can find them if you are hot enough. They find you. They're not hard to find. Drive Uber. Drive Uber in a nice neighborhood and wait to get hit on. Just take your car to the good part and set up a Uber and Uber Black and wait to pick up the penis. And if and when you are hot enough, they will approach you. They'll be like, "Dang, I came across this bad Uber driver." But you have found these men. You have walked um you have walked in the presence of these men. You have made eye contact with these men in Whole Foods. And they saw past you. They saw through you. It's not like people only hobnob with those of their kind, especially men. No, people have interactions with different people of different economic backgrounds all the time. Like, wealthy people don't talk to their housekeeper, to their employees, etc., etc., etc. You're a dog groomer. You groom the dogs of wealthy people, I'm sure. And they look at you and they say, "Oh, she's the dog girl." Now, if you were the hot dog girl, they would say, "Oh, this is the hot dog girl." Exactly. Tiger Woods mounted a Perkins waitress. Exactly. You don't have to like. You don't have to be. It's not like a fraternity or sorority, or like a eyes wide shut organization to where only certain people can come and speak to. No, all attractive women have reasonable chances. Go to the DMV. Go to the DMV. You'll find some there. Every man's got to go to the DMV some point. No, you are coming across these type of men all the time and they are looking past you. And you are asking Kevin why. Kevin was wrong when he said that she's not in their circle. She meet these guys, or at least these guys see her and they keep it pushing.
Know what they want, but you're still saying pick me. They don't want mid 30-year-old baby mamas.
Oh, and she probably wears her son with her wherever she go. For 13 years she's been pushing baby carriages, walking with, walking with a toddler and stuff like that. Oh God.
I'm trying to be polite, man, but they don't want those.
Can I ask you a question?
Did you hear what I?
Now, see how she just ignored that? She didn't respond to that. She wanted to change the subject. That's just a deflection. Can I ask you a question? Like, wait a minute. Did you hear what was just said? Did you take in that part? See, she don't want to embrace that reality.
Said?
Yes.
Why is that so? Okay, go ahead.
Why is it so?
Go ahead.
Um, my
Now, listen at the long pause between the question. He just said something very important and she said, "Can I ask a question?" And then she said, She said, and paused. You want to know why? Because she didn't have a question ready. She wants to change the subject, but she doesn't have a topic to change the subject to. Can I ask you a question? Um, well, I don't have a question. I just didn't want to have this conversation. I didn't want to have this conversation. I want to have the new conversation. I just don't know what the new conversation is.
from my point of view, I feel like I get what you're saying. They do have better options, but also those better options are younger girls. Those younger girls don't necessarily are necessarily 20-year-olds are not necessarily attracted to 45-year-olds.
Okay. Those younger, they do have better options, but those better options are young girls. And even though they have these options, they don't have the options because the young girls aren't attracted to them. Then by that logic, they don't have the options. But you see, um she isn't going on logic. She's going on just trying to change the subject. They don't want them. Oh God. Now what if this is true? What if this is true? See, it amazes me how comfortable they are in a position that they're with a man that don't want to be with them, but they don't have better options. They're completely comfortable with that. She is comfortable with a guy knowing that she is the most attractive woman. At average, she is the most attractive woman that is willing to fuck him. Does that make you feel good about the situation? That nobody hotter than average is going to want to fuck you? That all a 20-year-old would have to do is just, adjust her standards a little bit and poof, he's gone? Terrell Boxley said she's not a size 3. She's lying on that too. Probably. She's not a size 3 and she don't make six figures. I mean, listen, when women say that they make six figures, they make 70K at best. And that's simply because a person really probably is not going to notice the difference in lifestyle.
Um,
Bullshit. Bullshit. I'm 51 and I can't beat them off with a stick. That's another one on you lies. No, younger women are attracted to older men. What are you talking about?
so can you see me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So do you feel like a woman like me?
Now y'all see this. Like, excuse me, can you see me? Can you see me? Can you see me? It's like, yes, I see you. You see, she wants him to see her in a certain lens. She is shocked that he doesn't see her as a high value woman because that's how she sees herself. And she sees herself as that only in comparison to women in her tribe. She knows that it's a bunch of what's that called? Lonnie Loves and Gabrielle Sidibe's out there. She knows that. So she's like, "Can you see me? I look way better than Lonnie Love. I look way better than Gabrielle Sidibe. But you look way worse than Aisha Curry. You look way worse than Megan Good. You look way worse than just about any high value man's girlfriend, unless he met her prior to becoming a high value man, which is what you should have did, but you didn't. But you didn't, and now you're gonna have a hard time doing that. I mean, you're gonna have a hard time hooking up with that young man that's in college with the high GPA. You're gonna have a hard time hooking up with that basketball phenomenon before he makes it to the NBA. Now you are.
Uh-huh. What would
That's
you rank yourself on a scale from 1 to 10? You cannot use 7.
what I rate myself.
Just your face.
My face when I wake up 5, but when I put myself together 6.
Okay. And how tall are you?
So before I thought that she was lying, but I think that she actually believes that that's her rank, that's her, that's where she is. And I'm not gonna give her a rank because this isn't about just talking bad or good about her looks. We're gonna go off of what she said.
5'5".
Dress size.
I'm sorry,
Your dress size.
a 3.
Okay. So that makes you, if you give yourself a 5, that's average.
Yes.
Now, keep in mind that this is her best. This is her best. And once again, I'm not talking about her looks. I'm just saying that, she went out. You could see the lipsticks, you could see that she did whatever, she did with the eyebrows, so she could have that constant quizzical look and so she could look less Down syndrome-y. And she got her best weave. You know that she has like at least three mannequin heads, at least three mock-ups of human heads with hair on top of them. Correct me if I'm wrong, fellas. Y'all have seen this. Who wants to wake up to that? A person without a choice. Any man with a choice wouldn't.
So average looking women tend not to get high earning men. They tend to get average men.
Now look at her expression here. This is that there is no Santa Claus and I was still naughty. This is that look. This is that you don't get into Harvard with a C plus average look. This is that look. This is that I thought I was the chit, but it turns out I'm just chitty. This is that look. Look at it good. You see, her mask dropped right here in this frame. Her mask dropped. Now later she's going to do the smile thing and to do the I'm looking at my cell phone thing, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But right here in this frame, her mask dropped.
So
Did you I mean stop right there.
See? Her mask is dropping right here.
Stop right there. Stop right there. Breathe and digest.
And now she's going to start putting on the mask again. Now she's starting to smile and stuff. Now he's telling her to breathe and digest, but really he's just trying to get her to not change the subject, to not deflect, to avoid what she is knee jerk trying to do, and that is deflect. Right now, that is what he is trying to get her to do. Or right now, yeah, he's trying to get her to embrace that this harsh truth because he knows that she's knee jerk deflection. Like, oh, I got to deflect. She's thinking of one right now. She's thinking of a deflection right now.
You're 35 years old and you can look around and see the world. You don't tend to see.
Now look at this smile. Now y'all seen when the mask was off. This is the mask that is on. This is the to the grin. She looks like a kid at the dentist who found out that it's done and you get a lollipop. Fucking dentist. Do you know that they don't even give kids lollipops anymore? Not even suckers, not even the cheap ones. They get nothing. There's no more toys in the cereal box, and there's no more lollipops after the dentist. They are robbing children from childhood. There's no toy. I got a box of Fruit Loops, and there was nothing in it. Nothing. On the back it was like a maze and like find the thing or something like that. Where's the toy? They are robbing these kids of childhood for money. They're saving like 3 cents per box of cereal just to take the kids' childhoods away. I'm in my 40s. I remember we had like the neons, or we had like the octopus you throw against the wall and it comes down slowly, the creepy crawlers, or a makeshift transformer or something like that. Now it's crap. The dentist don't give you candy. The Cracker Jack don't have a decent prize. Everything is crap for kids. I feel sorry for the next generation. But that's the look on her face. Oh man, you had expensive cereal. Lego toy? Yeah. But yeah, even if they gave like one piece of Lego, it would still mean that you eat enough cereal and you can make a house or something. But back to her. Her mask is back on. Okay, see, here's the thing, Goldie. I'm not speaking on her looks. She gave herself a 5. I'm not going to give my assessment of her looks because it's immaterial. The thing is that she wants something. She wants the top 10% of men, and she's not the top 10% of women. And that's by her own assessment. So it doesn't matter if she's pretty or not. I think what Kevin is getting at is she pretty enough?
Higher earning men with average looking women off rip. If you do see them, they got their average
Yeah, see, now she's on the phone. Now so her mask slipped and now it's back on.
looking woman when they were both really young and he built his way up. But a man earning the kind of money you're talking about does not go for an average looking woman.
I mean, my body is not average, so
But your
And this is my favorite part. This is my favorite part. My body is not average. Now, the thing about that is that's really like a functional thing, a woman's body. It's really just for a carnal function. So you put yourself in a pump and dump situation. Like if that's all you have to offer, then there's no staying power with that.
ma'am, you please don't make me say it.
And you could hear his genuine frustration.
say what? I really just wanted some advice. I love your
I'm
stuff.
giving you advice, but
Okay, and mask off again. Mask off. Now, what she means when she say, "I really just wanted some advice," is the advice that she wanted was how does she get a high value man? And he did not give her that advice. What he's saying is that you shouldn't look for a high value man. So I actually feel her pain with that. I actually feel her pain in that because when you ask for something and somebody says you can't have that, take this, that's annoying. Like if I go into a car dealership and I say, how do I get that car? And they say, that car is not for you. This is the car that's for you. This is the car that you can afford. But what I'm really asking is, what do I have to do to afford that car? How much is it going to take? How much down am I going to have to put? Do I have to pick up another shift at wherever I work? Do I have to, pick up, take 2 shifts and drive Uber on the side? Like, what do I have to do to get into that car is the question. So his answer, he actually didn't answer her question. And I think, at least for him, what his answer was really, there's nothing you can do. And probably if it were me, a better answer would for me would be to maximize your looks, focus more on your body because that's the thing that's changeable. Maximize your look, be the best parent you can be. Look for men who are older and divorced, and and if he has kids, they're grown, or he has kids that are around your age, and look for guys who are, if you're a 5, then look for 4s. Like that's I mean, because that's what she actually wanted to know. Like, what would I have to do if provided that six figures was her sole criteria. If her criteria was my age, six figures, and six pack and jawline, then no. Then Kevin just was like, look, you alter your standards. But yeah. But basically, the best advice he probably could have gave was, pick one thing off your list that you can't do without and adjust the other things. The one said go to Brazil and learn how to act like a real woman. Well, yeah, I mean, but she'll go to Brazil and start like stealing hair. All right.
You're not taking it. The
I'm
advice is, ma'am, you're average looking at best.
I'm taking it in, but
Okay, but you're not accepting the fact that okay.
She didn't have a butt after that. She didn't have a butt after that. Once again, that was an attempt at deflection, but she didn't have anything to deflect to. I'm taking it in, but there was no but because she's not taking it in. Because it's a very difficult thing to take in.
Average looking women, average looking woman who's older, average looking older woman with a
And now she really don't want to take it in. Now I'm pretty sure somebody did contact her because, there's thousands of people watching and, shout out to Edward Anderson. She probably heard about Kevin through friends, and those friends of course are watching right now. And of course they are, um contacting her right now like this is going south or whatever they're saying.
a 13-year-old son. Average looking woman with a 13-year-old son with a sketchy baby daddy. This gets worse every time I say something. And
Okay, so I'm not going to speak on Kevin's advice because it's actually very sound advice, and that is to have realistic standards. And also, I didn't hear the whole thing. There was a point where she told him that her baby daddy is sketchy. Now, keep in mind, I want people to notice women will call their baby daddy or their ex husband or whomever sketchy or bad or this, and this because a separation happened and either he's the bad figure or you're the bad figure. So they're always going to say, oh, he was sketchy, he was this and this, kind of like when they ask why did you leave on an interview or something, why did you leave your last employee? You're not going to say that they fired me because I'm lazy. No, you're going to say that job was sketchy. They were sketchy there. They wanted me to flip the burgers and ignore the roaches. They were sketchy. You're not going to say I came in late every day and I called in sick every Friday. Like I had Friday flu. They're not going to say that. That's her way of saying it was the other person's fault. I made myself into a single mother because he was sketchy. When a person pays child support, he's paying to not be with the chick. If a man is paying child support, he is basically paying to not fuck you. Soak that in. He is paying a portion of his hard-earned monies to not sleep with you. Same with alimony, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You're trying to paint that person in a bad light. So since you have the mic and he's not there to defend himself, you can say anything. He's sketchy. That is a lie. That is a lie. And another thing, why is it that these chicks who couldn't find a high value man when they were 22 and childless think that they can do it at 35 with a child? Oh, because 22-year-olds don't like older men. Oh, but when I was 22, I should have liked older men. Oh, oh, oh.
Now you're asking for a man who's in the top 10% of men. You don't qualify for one. And you're making, I mean, I don't.
Now, here's the thing. And I'm not going tit for tat with Kevin, but here's the thing. She's not asking for a man who is in the top 10% of men. Oh, no. Oh, no. If she only had one criteria, she would be asking for a man who is in the top 10%. But she has several criteria, I'm sure. She's not asking for like the ugliest man on the planet that makes six figures. She's not asking for that. She's not asking for, a person who has no charisma or anything like that, but he makes six figures. She's not asking for that. That is not her only criteria. So out of the 10%, she has a looks requirement, probably half, like a guy who's at least average looking. So, that 10% is now 5. And also he has to somewhat put it down in bed and stuff like that. So, that 5% gets lower and lower and lower. It's more like she's asking for the 0.10%.
I don't want to have to go there, but when you put in all these other factors, why can't you just get a man that's an average guy?
Sometimes I feel like in order to fully submit, I have to feel like he's in.
Now, this is her throwing submission on the table because she knows that she comes from a community where there's no prize in the cereal box. She comes from a community like where submission is not standard. Back to the stove thing, in this country, stoves are standard. If you are renting property to somebody, and this isn't just in California, if you are renting property to somebody, you are legally required to provide them with a stove. And most homeowners are stove owners too. So a stove is just pretty much there all the time. But she comes from a community where it's not standard. Submission is not standard. So she is throwing that in. See, she took in what Kevin said. She took in what Kevin said. And she's like, okay, I'm losing this negotiation. So I am going to throw in something that's rare amongst Black women, and that is full submission. She already threw in the body and he just threw it out. But fully submit, really? Really? Men rarely, if ever, turn away the mother of their children who is fully submissive. They just don't. Oh, she submits to my needs and she is an adequate helpmate, but I'm going to pay to keep her away. And if you say that, this is the requirements, you're not submitting to him, you're submitting to his income. And who wants fake submission? If you were truly submissive, you would have been an adequate support system for a man to become a high value man. That is how these relationships where you see the high value men with average women come about. They were integral in him becoming what he is. And he doesn't have to be in lust with you, he is in loyal with you. Submission is a tool to help build both parties in the relationship, but you want somebody who is already built. Exactly. Charles, well put. Like, how is it actually submission if you're choosing when and when not to do it? If she's exercising her choice, in essence, she has already denied submission. Exactly. You're basically saying, I will only submit when I have to get what I want. But will you submit when you got it? Will you submit when he put a ring on it? And you don't have to submit anymore. Submission is something that you do beforehand, not after. It is evident that you have never submitted. It is evident in your hair. Your hair is proof that you have not submitted. Your hair is evident. It's evidence that you have not submitted. Now, what does submission look like? That is what submission looks like. One more time. That is what submission looks like. Oh, by the way, that's Marco Grande. Shout out to him. And she is a woman in her 20s, and he is a man in his 40s. That is what submission looks like. That is the thing you should have been doing in your 20s. Submission looks like real hair. See, when a woman has real natural hair, it shows that she is submitting to a man's desire beforehand. She knows what a man wants, and she is giving it to him beforehand. You are going unprepared. That's like saying, I'm willing to learn. If you were willing to learn, you would know before you actually start the job. I don't have a PhD, but I'm willing to learn how to become a doctor. Just hire me. What? Nagaga, please. You have had 17 years of adulthood. And you have had, what is it, like 20 years of post pubescency. to prepare yourself to grow your hair, to cut the split ends, to prepare yourself for my penis. Penis. You had all that time, and this is what you got? A wig? This is what you got after all those years of preparing? Coming to America. You want to know what the name of that movie would have been if I were in Akeem's position? The name of that movie would have been Stay My Black Ass in Africa. She said my favorite thing, the thing I want to hear. All my life, I've been preparing to serve you. All my life, I have been preparing to serve you. She has been preparing since last Thursday for a high value man. Get out of here. Oh, I've been preparing since last Thursday because, I was watching BET and there was a high value dude on there. And I was like, what she got that I ain't got? So now I'm ready. No, you prepare yourself every day for my penis. This is the look of an unprepared woman. You thought that you could cram. You thought that you could cram on the last minute for the exam and you found out that you was unprepared. And now you trying to cram my penis inside you, but it's not going to happen. Let's continue. Hit the like button.
Well, then
For
you're gonna
sure.
then you're gonna die alone. How about that? Let me just cut to the chase, ma'am. You can feel like what
You see? Y'all see that? Mass slip. Mass slip. Right there. Right there. Right there. See, that is the unprepared look. That is the look of rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman. Our respect due to Chadwick Boseman. And this isn't about him. This is about T'Challa. That is the look of T'Challa. That is the look of a person who realize that they are up against someone or something or some group of people that have been preparing their whole life. When Killmonger said, I have been killing, in Afghanistan, I have been killing in Iraq, I have been killing here, I have been killing my own brothers and sisters on this continent. Each and every single one of these marks is a kill. I have been preparing my whole life to kill you. And you just got your Panther suit a week ago. I have been preparing my whole life. I am coming for you. I am prepared. What are you? That's that look. This is not a Jabari thing. Oh, no, no, no. He's like, look, he wake up every morning. He wake up every morning thinking about how am I going to puck this nagaga up. He brushed his teeth like, yeah, this is how I'm gonna stab this nagaga. I'm gonna stab. This is me. I am brushing my teeth in a stabbing motion because I am going to stab this nagaga each and every single day. Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling. Each and every single day he's preparing to kick your ass. That is what happened. That is what he is up against. She just started. And I know you just started because you don't have your hair. Women with hair prepare themselves each and every single day for my penis. Penis. She is giving her hair 100 strokes with the brush each and every single day for my penis. Penis. She is stripping and waxing each and every single week for my penis. Penis. She is wearing a push-up bra each and every single day for my penis. Penis. She is hitting nose crunches each and every single day for my penis. Penis. I'm going to make a song for this. That is what you are up against, ladies. You are a regular person. Okay? You are Lawrence the accountant, and you came across Killmonger, and you were unprepared. You were Nelly the nerd, and you came across Killmonger, and you were unprepared. He was preparing. There are women waking up each and every single day thinking about how she's going to suck my penis, practicing on lesser penises. And you here unprepared with fake hair. Get out of here. You have dishonored yourself and your mother. The one best show so far. I don't know if that's a compliment or an insult, brother, but thank you. I appreciate Cash App. All right, let's continue. What's going on? What's going on now? Let's continue.
What's up, bro?
But yeah, we're gonna do that penis song. The prepare for.
Bro, crazy.
You can feel like what you want to, but women like you die alone. Straight up.
And now she's back with the mask. Now she's back with the mask and the phone. What is that? Is that Edges? Is that what? Is that? Because I wonder, like, why is Edges such a big deal? Is that like the desert of where hair used to be? What is that? What is? Okay, I'm not going to talk about it. All right.
Because you think you're better than the men that you qualify for. And the only reason, honestly, ma'am, that I can see a woman like yourself really thinking you deserve more is because you earn more money than most people around you in North Carolina. But if your ass worked at the post office, you would not think so highly of your opportunities. And that's the reality. Men don't care about your money. Not the kind of men that you want. We don't care about your money. It ain't ours. We care about the fact that you are older and you got kids.
And now she's masturbating. Now she's so confused. She's trying to avoid the message so much that she has taken to public masturbation. Take a look. I'm not making this up. Hold on.
Don't care about your money.
And she's grinding the couch.
We don't care about your money. It ain't ours.
Now
we care about the fact
she's
that
masturbating.
You are older.
She's masturbating. The news is so hard that she to divert the conversation, she just started grinding on the couch. She just started to masturbate. Like that's where you know that you hit somebody with a sore point when they just start randomly masturbating. Like, oh, I don't know what to do. I got my phone. What do I have? Do I read my phone? Do I smile? Okay, I'm gonna just masturbate.
That's what she was doing. She was changing the setting on the vibrating panties that she has on from her phone.
Yeah, exactly. She was pushing a button and now she's just like gyrating inside. Just something to take the pain away. Like, look again. Y'all think I'm making this up? Look again. Hold on.
of your opportunities. And that's the reality. Men don't care about
See,
your money.
there she
Not the
go,
kind of men that you want. We
masturbating.
don't care about your money.
Oh,
They
it's getting
aren't.
good.
Master,
Yeah, there it
exactly.
is.
Is that,
Older
yeah,
There it is. Yeah.
uh huh,
Oh,
uh huh,
oh.
yeah,
and
I
you're
know
average.
that's right.
exactly. You see that? Y'all see that? You see that is an ultimate last resort. When in doubt, masturbate.
And your reality of your life has showed you that. You don't have the kind of men that you want knocking on your door trying to find you.
Y'all see that? Yeah. Here's more. Here's more.
See, what we've done in this country, this
More
world, is we've told
masturbation.
women like yourself that you can have it all, and you got a Prince Charming who's 6 foot, 6 feet tall, six-figure income, jawline, all this other kind of stuff. And I'm sorry, man. No, most people get average people, especially average people. And you're an average person. I mean, let's be real. You're not running Microsoft. You had a pet grooming business. You've been making six figures for the last 3 years. Okay. But if I'm looking at you, but if I looked at you and I took all that off of you, all the eyelashes and all the hair.
Y'all see this, right? She is grinding. There's a dildo that she is grinding her couch right now.
What do you look like under there?
I mean, I look the same. I'm just.
No, you don't. Because if you did, you wouldn't have all that
Now keep in mind that earlier she said that she's a 6 with makeup. So she don't look the same. She look a whole point different.
on.
I'm sorry.
No, you don't. You don't look the same because if you did, you wouldn't have all that on.
So, what is your advice for
Okay.
women that?
All right. I'll tell you my advice, man, because you're not listening to me.
What is your I mean, basically what she wants is, what is your advice for women who haven't prepared themselves to still get what they want? That's like me at 35, like, or somebody at 35. Let's just say anybody at a certain age, you know. What's your advice for them who want to go to MIT and, pledge a fraternity with the young boys and become a tech millionaire? What's your advice for them? It's
This is why I always recommend you need the therapy. Because you seem like a sweet woman, but you're not getting it.
You're being so mean.
I'm not being, don't tell me I'm being mean. Well, I'm about to be mean. I get tired of you broads telling me.
What is this weird smile? You're being so mean. You see this? She's going through all the motions. She is going through all the motions. Y'all know she farted. Like, it's so much emotions going on in her right now. It's everything. Yeah, I'm 41, want to play T-ball. What's your exactly?
I'm being mean because you cannot handle the goddamn truth. You called my show on a day that you ain't even supposed to be here, and I honored the call and sat here and tried to help you. And I'm telling me I'm being mean. Get the fuck out of my phone. I'm tired of y'all doing this shit.
I
Okay. See, she wanted advice just like that one dude I was telling people about who, like, who came to me and was like, "Hey, what's up, brother? I hear you do computers. I'm trying to do computers too." Like that. She wanted that type of advice. Like, what kind of advice can I give to a dude that want to do computers? Like, and who thinks I'm doing computers? What kind of crap is that? That's the type of advice she wanted. A shortcut to the thing that better women have worked their entire life for. What's on your mind, DJ? Now,
All right, what's going on, bro?
nothing much, man.
It's crazy because that was one of my second points. I had to start taking notes here. But the first point, I actually got kicked out of a Facebook group. I mentioned this to you months ago. I was in this DMV social group and I got kicked out for sharing videos like this and saying the same things that Kevin has been saying. So definitely, if I support, I stand behind what he's saying, because it's not like you're trying to be malicious, but it's like, okay, if you hear somebody saying, hey, clearly there's a problem here, we need solutions. And then when you have brothers starting to say, okay, well, maybe these are some things, I'm not even going to say these are things you should do, but let's say these are things you should take into consideration, right, of doing to improve your situation. Same thing like if somebody asks you about IT or whatever, okay, well, this is what I did. I'm not saying you have to do that, but it might be something worth considering.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And then the second thing was a lot of these chicks that call in, and I was following Kevin initially off of the fashion tip. Y'all see your boy be kind of young, flying fashion and shit. My little pictures or whatnot. And a lot of that has to do with social image, being a professional, then also being a DJ. So sometimes it's suit and tie, sometimes it's t-shirt, jeans, nice, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I started following him before he got into this trap and watched him kind of blow up. But a lot of people that are calling in now, at least the women, it's exactly like you said. They're looking for shortcuts. Like they're like, where can I meet him? What do I need to do to? And then he'll tell them they don't like that. They just want him to say, oh, well, all you got to do is go to this restaurant, go to these type of events. Out here, CBC is real big, in the DC metro area. And it's a lot of well-to-do people there. They have also like events where it's like young professionals, but everybody's attorneys, or they could be doctors or engineers or whatever. So, women will show up there. They may not be qualified, as she said, to really like engage with these women. And of course, they can get sex all day, every day, because the well-to-do dudes, they running through them. I think that's in any major city. Like if you got your stuff together, you have your pick. So the question, and
Especially
again,
if your selling point is your body, you're
right,
asking to be ran through.
yeah, if that's all you have to offer. And I don't know where that came from, to where a lot of women assume that, well, all I have to do is look good and I'm in there, right? When you have dudes that are like, okay, well, I've been around women that look good my entire life. Why am I going to choose you, right? So then you have brothers like Kevin, who's saying, well, listen, if this is the type of dude that you're interested in, these are the requirements. These are the things that he's looking at. This is, and they shut it down. They don't want to hear it. Like, it doesn't make any sense. They're like, nah, you're hating. You're a misogynist. You're being mean, as she said. So it's just funny to hear it or to see, again, conversations I was having 2-3 years ago where women was personally attacking me, you know what I'm saying? And because of how it is, like if you speak up, you got to qualify. Well, who the fuck are you to say blah, 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 blah? I'm like, damn, like I thought we was cool. If I'm telling you, like, look, man, this is what it is. Like, and I'm not saying like I speak for all men or nothing like that. I'm just like, I have more insight than you. And if you're asking the question genuinely, this is what I'm telling you, right? And now this is why cats say like everybody else is behind, because now a lot of the dudes, they're not interested at all, because it's like, yo, I was telling you this 2-3 years ago, you know what I'm saying? Now you're hearing it from somebody else, and it's like, oh, okay, well, you know what? Maybe I need to revisit what such and such was saying, this, that, and the other. And that's when you start getting the hey boo text and, hey big head and all this other stuff. And it's been funny, man. Like I said, to unfold, and really it's just starting, man. The channel's been popping lately. The space is blowing up. I have mixed feelings about that, because I kind of enjoy like we can just be over here and chop it up without worrying about the trolls or somebody getting flagged, or like, I don't know what happened with Bernard shit earlier. That was weird, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I anticipate more of that happening, to where they'll find a way to censor what brothers are saying. Right.
Oh, they flagging like crazy. Why y'all think I'm like banned? I'm like shadow banned,
Yeah.
Apparently, I'm like,
we're just having a conversation, though, is my point. That's what I don't get. Like, it's the same. For me too, this is also like more pushback against cats to say, well, for you YouTube niggas or for you guys on YouTube, I'm like, bro, like that's not how it is. Like GC is who he is. I am who I am, right? And
Mhm.
we're having a conversation, right? That's all it is. Marco is who he is. We just be having conversations, and people participate, and we listen, we learn from each other. And if you are who you say you are, you have these same conversations with your friends or your family in real life because it's a conversation, you
Right.
know. But the difference is you can shut it down online. You can't shut me if I'm in your face and we're talking and we're at a party, a social event, we're having a conversation. You can walk away if you have attitude, but you can't flag me. You can't report me to my job or some stupid stuff because I said something you didn't like. So, but my point is, it's all the same, man. It's all the same shit, and I'm just finding a little bit of comfort that is this dude's crazy. That it's starting to come out now,
Mhm.
but I do fear like, okay, what's going to happen to these conversations in the near future, right? We saw what happened with Snoop, you know, and the whole Oprah and Gayle thing. Like, is that, you know, nobody's above that. Is that the road that they're gonna take? Like, I mean, what's gonna happen?
Exactly. Exactly. So Captain Cisco says, you know, what is that somebody getting spanked? No, that's somebody who is preparing. That she is preparing her whole life for a high value man. And I'm pretty sure Marco is a high value man, or he's hood rich, but he's a high value man. She is a woman in her 20s, under 20, 24 or under, and she is preparing. She is because basically by repetitious and rigorous spanking, it makes the booty bigger. Basically, she is swelling and unswelling her booty to add booty matter to it. She is preparing herself so she can have more of what's behind. She won't fall behind in the behind. That's the thing. She is preparing herself. This is the worst nightmare. Squeeze it, squash it, gamma, gamma. See, that is her worst nightmare. The 20 somethings don't want a man in their 40s. You don't know how high value work, do you?
Right.
You do not know how to say that shows how you do not know at all with high value works or how high value works. Goldie, would you like to try it? Would you like to try it? I have a double jointed thumb. Try it. Try it. The uppercut smack. Try. I licked the tip of my finger. High velocity smack. Try. Try it. Try it. Take an ass whooping. Why do you think black girls are known for having ass? Because black mothers are known for whipping ass. Like that is where it comes from. But what do I know? You know, I'm just a regular. I'm just a regular valued guy. But yeah, I mean, what you were saying, this space is growing, and it's growing because of a need and concern on both sides. And her need and concern is, what am I doing wrong? And the concern of black men is that these chicks are doing everything wrong.
Mm.
Each and every single thing you do is incorrect. Each and every little step you take is further away from high value penis. Each and every single one. And you don't want to hear that you have been walking in the wrong direction your whole life, when the proper direction, what you should have been doing in your 20s, as opposed to getting pregnant by somebody that you admit was subpar, what you were supposed to have been doing was getting your ass whooped by an above par person. That's what you should have been doing. You should have been tickling and learning how to make sandwiches. but you didn't do that, and now are coming on some Jeanette too lately stuff, talking jive.
Can you touch on that a little bit? Because I think that goes back to um,
Can I touch on what that ass? That's Marco's ass.
no. The
Oh,
I think, at least from my point of view, it has to do with a lack of respect. Like we talked about the fact that other content creators were making videos to try to like discredit him or qualify him. You know, who the hell are you? And again, like I said, that's stuff that I've experienced personally. And I've been accused of being like, oh, you're too humble, right? Amongst my peers, right, who are doing well for themselves or whatever. But it's like I'm on some chill stuff. Like you, I come from humble beginnings,
hmm
you know, and I understand too, like anything that you have that you built, you know. Now, granted, it is gonna be harder for you to lose it if you've taken the time and made the sacrifices, which I was saying in the comments earlier, to build it brick by brick, as opposed to the house built on sand, right? You
hmm
know what I'm saying? But it's like there's still this who are you kind of thing, specifically from the chicks in our community. Like you have to qualify, justify, you know, and you can say it's your standards or the fact that you're speaking out, whatever it might be. Like there's a lack of respect that I think is the biggest turnoff, you know, when it comes to this. So cats would be like, oh, word. So she doesn't even respect me. So why would I even want to give her any type of game or any type of insight? You know what I'm saying? If she can't just respect me just off the rip for being a man or being a man that got his stuff together or whatever. Like, what are your thoughts on that? The lack of
Well,
respect.
well, it's really she's trying to treat you a certain way. She's trying to get you to feel like you don't deserve respect. Whether she respects you or not is immaterial. She wants to be with you. So, but I
Ah,
mean, she wants you to, and believe it or not, that was effective. They were able to
okay.
use this, this slavery, oh my slavery. And because your great 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 granddaddy was a slave, you don't deserve submission. Believe it or not, there was a time boomers actually fell for that crap.
Right.
You know, they actually fell for that crap. Like, they do not deserve to spank a light skinned booty. Like that is what that's basically what they're saying. That's basically what they're trying to say. You do not deserve to spank an exotical booty, is what they're
Hmm.
getting at. But you do. But you do. And more men realize that.
Right. Now
You
let's
know,
put that in perspective,
and
right?
that's what the
Because
whole, Dusty, Beta Male Coon,
right.
and you haven't built anything,
Yeah.
blah 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 blah. It's like I don't care about none of that. I'm spanking some booty.
Yeah. I got you. But like, let's put that in perspective a little bit. So let's say if all that is true, right? And if you, as a black man, I think I heard this a little bit. It might have been on Fantastic's panel, right? So where you, and I think you said it actually. If despite all these odds, despite your lineage, if we are descendants of slaves or whatnot, and you manage to um, defeat the odds, right? To achieve a certain type of lifestyle, haven't you earned the right to be selective and spank exotic or ass? Like, who are you to question me? Really, is what it comes down to.
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
why isn't that talked about though? Like, okay, let's say if it is, because I think that's the other thing that gets confused as well. Like, all of the brothers get grouped in together, like the hood dudes, the dope dealers. You know what I'm saying? The homosexuals get mixed in with the guys that like made different decisions or made sacrifices or overcame the odds, and it's like collectively we're all the same. And I've heard personally, they'll be like, "Oh, well, I'm not like other girls." That's like the number one line that I hear. Like, I'm like, "What? What are you talking about?" Like, we all have relatively similar characteristics, like
Mhm.
male and female. But what I'm saying is like, all right, if you manage to make different choices, like I have friends and family that had got locked up, and I understand too. Like, okay, like I could have been in that situation too, but I decided to go another way. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't willing to take the risk that they was willing to take. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So it's like, have I not earned the right to say, you know what? I'm only interested in dealing with these type of women. I don't like weave. I don't like wigs. You know, this, that, and the other. Then this, oh, you hate your people. You just, that, and like, I'm just trying to put it in perspective. Like, at what point is it enough, right? You beat the odds. So why are we still using that narrative? Like,
Well, I mean, they want you in a perpetual state of shame, so you don't know your worth, which is why they call the hood dude dusty, and they call the educated dude lame. I mean, they're always going
okay,
to, no
okay,
matter what, they're going. That's
okay.
why Cynthia G was just saying that six figures ain't shit.
That chick right there is, god damn, boy. I'm sorry, I'm listening, but this is distracting.
Now, yeah, this is the type of chick that high value men go for. When that chick that was on Kevin Samuel's show, look in the mirror, she sees this.
Mm.
She thinks,
I just caught what you said. Like, she sees this. Get out of here, bro.
yeah,
She looks in the mirror. You run it back a little bit when she did her hair like that. She flipped her hair back. That's what she sees. That's what she.
that's what
Yo,
she sees. When
something
she
wrong
puts
with
her
you.
wig on, she's like, I see this. What does she got that I ain't got? She says, what this girl got that I ain't got?
Yeah.
Oh, you just like her because she's white.
Something wrong with them. Yo.
What she got that I ain't got?
Look at this. This is what they be doing. Look, right there, the hair flip. That's what got me. Like, hold up. So they put their wig on. That's what they see. Boom.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I got long straight hair too. What she got that I ain't got?
I wish I would date
I
a dude
got a
that
hat
make less
on.
than six figures.
Yeah. I got a hat on. I got a tongue. Like I'm telling you, you just like her because she's an exotical.
Right.
It's not her age, beauty, uninhibitedness, spankable booty. It's not none of that. It's because she's light skinned. Like that's what they would have you believe. You just make six figures. What is that all you got?
Right.
Now somebody said something. I'm gonna say this, then I'm gonna go to pump and dump.
Right.
Somebody. Okay, so Samuels is mentally deranged. Anybody that type in all cap locks is a fucking idiot. And and what they say is not going to be all right. Samuels is mentally deranged. Income levels do not equate to high value. That's ridiculous premise to begin with. Okay. Then ask a woman that. I mean, just like men are determining, the value of woman, like what makes a woman valuable to them, the women are determining, what makes a man valuable to them. And typically, Sheldon, it's not that that's the only thing on that list, but it is generally like the first thing on their list. Like whenever you ask a woman, what's on her list, like that is like the first thing. That is like numero uno of what's on the list. Like, and that's income.
And we
Black
could
men
touch
and
on
women,
that, but
yeah. Or Issa rap. What's an Issa rap?
Issa.
Oh, well, how come there's no T in it? Oh, got cap locks. Never mind. Okay. What's going on, Pump and Dump?
Oh, what's up, man? How you doing, bro?
Pretty good, fam.
Yeah, man, it's been a while, man. Hey, I just want to say, hey, this is a great stream, and since Kevin numbers is climbing, he's definitely gonna have he's gonna be catching a lot of heat because he's bringing it straight up to these chicks. And I watch his show because he makes a great case for SYSBM. As far as a lot of these women, you just have to let them age out. You know what I mean? You just have to step off and deal with the ones that deal with you. But the thing is, women always have the requirement for money, six figures, and then it's the looks. Well, some women is looks first, then the money. But how you test a woman? See, a woman might be sleeping with 3 different guys throughout a month, but she won't break her money off to 3 different guys. If she's
Mm,
actually spending her money on you, that's how you know. That's the test. It's about the money. The same thing that they want is the measure, is the tool that you use to test them by. If she's spending her money, her hard earned money or whatever on you, on your clothes, maybe on your food, maybe you tell her that you need a outfit for work, and you stressing about something, and she just pop up with it. That's how you know she's on your side, because she'll give her body to 3 or 4 guys. She'll have a rotation, but she won't give her money to 3 or 4 guys. So
That's real.
that's true. That's true. I mean, but if lady, because Cynthia G talked on this too. Ladies, if you are a woman and you have to pay for penis, penis, you have failed. You have failed as a woman. You know how like when you're a disgraced police officer, they make you turn in your badge? If you are a disgraced woman, you need to turn in your badge. You have disgraced yourself as a woman. Your femininity wasn't enough.
So hold on. Are you saying like if a woman is willing to part with her finances that she's paying for the penis, or is she trying to show you like, look, I'm different from these other chicks, or
Well, okay. Let's put it like this: it's one thing for a woman to support a man when they're both young and struggling. You know, like they're both, first year of college or something. Eating ramen noodles. It's just that she happens to have rich parents or something like that. Some of us been there. Some of us been there where the chick had, well-to-do parents and you didn't. You on financial aid and stuff. Trying to living from semester to semester. So that's one thing. And she pay your fee to get into the party. That's one thing. But I'm talking about women who are paying guys who otherwise wouldn't be with them.
okay, I think that's different
Is a complete no, that is different. That is
from
different. I
what
should
Pump
have
and
said
Dump
that.
was. No.
No,
I'm talking about to Pump and Dump's comment though. Like, a chick really fucks with you if she's willing to spend a couple dollars on you. Like, hey, you
well,
know what?
it's
well, it
well, it's
shows
not
that her
about
interest is not economic, and that's true. And men try to avoid that because a woman with modern laws can have access to your economics without you. So you do want to avoid that. I get that. Yeah.
yeah. Well, yeah, but like I said, that's the measure, the money. I ain't talking about just like a beer, a drink, or like GC said, a club admission or something. I'm talking about something significant. That's
Yeah,
how, like, like let's say you're hanging out with her and you just damn, in your car, your fucking battery on your car is dead. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, I keep jumping this motherfucker, and then she just offered to get buy the battery, get you the money, and you'll probably shoot it back to her when you get paid or whatever, but you didn't have to ask. That's
right.
Right.
what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah,
That's how
yeah.
you know. That's always, as I got older, I realized that's those, because a woman will, to me, a woman will be more inclined to try to work it out with something that she's invested in,
That's
you know.
true. But these type of seduction techniques, pump and dump, don't work on high value men because they buy their own batteries.
True.
No, honestly,
No,
so
it's
so
real.
so
Yeah.
women who develop that technique of seduction find themselves at a loss because it's like, they could go to like a six-figure nagaga and say, look, when times get rough, times ain't ever gonna get rough. If I'm high value, I want my right now. Like, so they can't really sell that aspect. Now, what a lot of women do is they make the mistake of getting with these dudes before he become high value. That's what they should have been doing. For some women, that's their only chance. You should have got with him when he did need that battery, you know. Um, because after he reaches a certain gets into a certain tax bracket, it's frankly too late. How you gonna sell him on a battery or a tire or something? When he got like AAA, and I mean, he got AAA. If you don't have double D, you stuck. You
So
know.
GC, let's talk about that, right? Because you just
Uh-huh.
made me think about something else that we're all familiar with the term struggle of. So
Yeah.
why is it a chick, let's say she has her stuff together, she's making decent money, she'll invest money on a dude maybe he wants to go pro after college, right? So he's playing, D League ball or G League ball, whatever that shit is, like semi-pro ball,
Right.
or he wants to be a rapper. She's paying for studio time. She's buying equipment. She's doing this, that, and the other. But if it's a brother that says, well, I'm studying for this certification, or I'm going back to finish my degree, that's not as sexy, right? As, you know what I'm
Well,
saying?
because it's a measure of control.
Okay.
She wants, it's just like the guy that just got out of prison. Yeah, of course, he got 24 hours to have a 6-12 pack.
Great
You know
analogy.
what I mean?
Great analogy. Yes, sir.
Yeah, like the guy, he just got out of prison, but he need a place to stay. So basically, he trading sex for, and she got the shelter. You know what I mean? It's all about control with certain women. You see what I'm saying? So, to me, it just looked like that's measure of control. Like a person that has a thing together saying that they are in school and they're studying, they don't really know how they can help them, even though a simple sandwich would do. But
Sandwich, yeah.
yeah. But it's just a lot of women just haven't been taught, like, where's the mamas? Where's the aunties? Why ain't they telling their children the mistakes they made? Why they just sit back and let their kids go through the same shit generation after generation throughout the 80s and the 90s and the early thousands? It's just like, why ain't your mama telling you, hey, I fucked with these hood nigga types? Matter of fact, the daddy that ain't around is that type of guy. I know he seemed fun. It's like they just not putting them on no game. I mean, and what I mean by game is not no crazy top hat, long coat shit. I'm just talking about life and relationships, So, just not giving them the information. It's like these, even though they're grown, these parents and these aunties and stuff, they can't look in the mirror and hold them and face themselves with their mistakes in order to teach the ones that's coming up behind, so.
Well, they can't because they're still in competition. You see, no, honestly, like what the woman said, the 35-year-old woman said was, and this was the first thing she said, was these 20-year-old women don't want 45-year-old men. Now she's relying on that. That gives her hope. So she's not going to give advice, to a 20-something like, hey, maybe you need to let that 40-something-year-old man spank that booty.
Yes.
In slow motion. Like she's not going to give that advice because she wants that 45-year-old man to herself.
Exactly. And that's speaking to a great point. It's a big taboo thing for, let's say, a young light-skinned black woman or any black woman, but a pretty black woman at 20. But a man that is 40, he's looked at as some type of predator when no, he's stable. If she get with a guy that's her age, he haven't even figured himself out yet. All they gonna do is fuck around and make a baby that he can't pay for. She looking for him to be able to do shit that a 40-year-old man can do easily, as far as financially. You know what I mean? And just experiences in life. I think that's only frowned upon, because we're in a matriarchal type of dichotomy in a black community or whatever, black neighborhood. It's like, since they have the say so, they frown down on any older guy, and I mean north of 30, that gets with a 20-year-old. Like if I got with a 20-year-old, I'm 35. I just turned 35. If I get with a 20-year-old, I'm a predator. Oh, you just wanna, baby, you just want. But I'm like, okay, but think about the dicks you was doing at 20.
They have a name for everybody who is not dating the woman that was on Kevin's show last night. You're either a colorist if she's a different color. You're either a predator if she is of legal age. You're some type of ist or ism or itch or whatever. You're some type of thing for not getting with them.
GC, I got to throw a wrench in there. I like to make things interesting, right? So one of our very own, Miss Jessica X, has stated multiple times that she's not interested in dating men that much older than her. I believe she's what, 25. You know what I'm saying? She's like, yeah, like a guy, you know, in his late 30s or 40s, like she's not interested. Now I don't know if it's an attraction thing or like I mean, what are your thoughts on that? And I'm sure she's not the only one. I mean, we haven't spoke to Mel to see like, you know, what her thoughts. I don't know if we have a big enough consensus to see like if there's truth to that. That's one example that I can give of somebody that we know, we come to know, you know, at least in this space, that said like, no, I wouldn't date a guy in his 40s at this age.
So, Mel told me that her ex was significantly older than her. I think it's 40s. But
Okay.
as far as Jessica goes, Jessica is also not asking for six figures. So, you know, I think that that's a, you know, significant thing. Like, you know, I mean, to ask for something like that at a 20-year-old, you know, when I was working at 20, I was working for Sega Video Games, which is no longer in business, doing tech support. So, for $9
That's a big
an
deal
hour,
at 20 though. Like,
for $9 an hour.
but you worked at Sega though.
So my point to that was that I wasn't making six figures. I was making whatever $9 an hour is annually. And if a chick were to come at me with that, you know, like, oh, I want a guy with six figures, you're crazy.
Yeah,
You are actually crazy to say that. I mean, like, you know, you could probably say that like 20 years from now, but to say that, you know, now is just ridiculous. You know, so yeah, if Jessica wants that, then that's fine because, you know, let's face it, the 20-year-old's got to do somebody. Like, I mean, so and most of them don't have six figures. So yeah.
Right.
Now, and I just want to kind of put this in there to go with it. It's a scale. Like, take two people, a boy and a girl, right? They're both from 20 years old. I'm just use 20 because teen is so teen. You know, we know 18 is lit, but I'm gonna just say 20 for the whatever. So two people, man, woman, equally attractive, whatever, at 20. She has more value, meaning that a man look at a woman not for no providing shit. That's just single household shit. You looking at mama do every damn thing and all that. That's a skewed view of what you're supposed to be looking for in a woman. You know what I mean? But so both of them, he's at his lowest value. Not saying he a fucked up person. Nothing. I'm talking about he's at his lowest value as far as income, or what he's supposed to be as a man. A man, you're supposed to provide for yourself first, and then for whoever's on your team. You know, family, whatever. So he's at his lowest value. She's at her highest value at 20, meaning no wrinkles around the eyes, unless she's been just doing drugs in her teens, but no, just fresh, the body nice, everything sitting up. You know what I'm saying? If she ain't got no kids, hopefully. But I'm just saying, she's at her highest value at 20. He at his lowest, and the pendulum swings as she gets older, as she reaches 30, she starts to, you know, lose weight. She probably didn't have a kid, you know what I'm saying? This, that. He's actually got the wheels rolling into what he's doing in life. If he ain't did no stupid shit and went out to the club and got killed, if he made it to be 30, if he made it to be 30 and outgrew all of the kiddie shit, you know, as far as being outside and in the neighborhood, all that, and he made it there, he actually got his career going and things like that. He, you know, he had to discipline, you know, as far as saving, you know, he learned different things. A man gets better with age, probably not on a look scale like north of 45 or 50 or I don't know, but everybody is different. That's genetics. But his value increases, and we know hers decreases, and the women never hear that. So you have women that's 35 with a 13-year-old, and it's like, no, baby, no. You think you hot shit? You take off all of that makeup, hair, and shit, you will look like hot shit. And I ain't saying that because, and I say that not to be mean or facetious, but some of these people that you meet in person, you got to kind of knock them down a peg. You know, it's
or two.
Or two, but not too many, because I'm pretty sure they got a whole bunch of simps ready to line up and do some retarded shit. just to get close. But
So let me throw another
it's
wrench in there, just real
okay.
quick. What could it be about us that these women don't see the value early on? Like, people are
They
quick to
do.
make the Bezos argument and the Bill Gates and the average chick, but you'd be like, yo, this dude was not that dude 10, 15, 20 years ago. Y'all know about him now because he's like the richest dude in the world type shit. But he didn't start there yesterday. You know what I'm saying? We're talking decades of time that went on with that relationship, and I can understand why he's like, well, listen, I have all this. This is what she want. Cool. Because when we was dating at the time, I ain't had shit, but she was with me through all of that shit. So it's not that big of a deal. And I don't want to speak for him, but I'm talking about the way of thinking to where
Mm.
these
Can
two
I answer
people,
your question?
yeah. 1 second. Well, these two people can
Oh,
separate, you know what I'm saying, and go their ways and still go on to do whatever. But what is it about brothers? Like, yo, listen, I'm that dude now. You know what I'm saying? Now all of a sudden you want to, because that's what's happening right now. But what is it about us at that time or them? I don't know. Pump it up. You got it, bro.
uh, can I go, GC?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
I'm gonna shut
So
down soon. So yeah, go for it.
okay. All right. So the terminology, I'm gonna just answer it like this. The terminology lane, right? High school, right? Lane. That applied to the boys 90% of the time. True? Do you agree with that statement?
Yeah, I'd say that.
Yeah, okay. That applied to the boys. We didn't really hear too much of the girls get called lame. So where I'm going with that is that early on, it's about, women are a hive, the beehive. They have a hive mind. They don't want to be an outcast. They will dress like whatever, say what like whatever. Everybody will wear the same clothes just to fit in. That's how a woman thinks. Now the guys, the guys that want to be different, kind of is different, don't fit in. They don't mind being lone wolves or lame. You see what I'm saying? So they think in unison. So they like the pretty, you know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, it's about looks when they young. If you don't look, if you're not in the in crowd, like, or even if they kind of like you, but is my friends gonna like you? Because I care about what they say more than me actually trying to see what you about.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So that's what that is early on. It's like, it's a hive mind thing. It's like, okay, it's a hive mind thing. He just, it's superficial as fuck. He got dressed good. He got to look good,
Mhm.
and he got to be popular among the other people. And you know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. But as you get older, now you're the man. Now you got all this going, and them other guys, shoot, they locked up, jail. Some of them doing okay, or this or that. And you look, you know what I'm saying? You're confident. You're older. You stand up straight. You know how to talk. You don't, you know what I'm saying? You're willing to fight back. You know what I'm saying? Something that you probably didn't do in 7th grade, or whatever. It changed. You see what I'm saying? So now they look at you like, damn, he's a man now. See what I'm saying? Now let me see if I can still talk to him. And depending on how she looked, your perception of her in the past, uh, if she got kids, you know what I mean? What type of chick she is, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of these girls, especially the black ones, I'm just keep it real. Most of them is for their counterpart. Most of them was broke in, was the first guy that really had them was a poop. You know what I mean? And that's the majority of black people in these urban environments. So it was a pookie, and you know what I'm saying? And the guys that wanted to be a pookie so they can get a girl and all that. But now, you see what I'm saying? She didn't see all. You know what I mean? When you was just trying to find yourself and just go to school and do your thing, and I had my Pokemon cards and shit. You know what I mean? Like, hey, motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? Roasting your clothes and
Yeah.
calling you. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, she don't want to be with that. And who gives a fuck what she want to be with? But she's gonna follow her friends. That's what that is. And then when they get older, yeah.
Real quick, pump it up. Because like even like I've seen it with like the middle class chicks. They would even get with like a Pookie or Ray Ray type dude. I'm like, damn, you come from memes. Like you surrounded, it's other dudes in there that, you know, come from your same social class or whatnot. But we all know, somebody said in the chat, you know, you get friend zone, like, oh, that's my best friend, we friends. You know this nigga like you. That nigga been wanting that ass since junior high school. Now y'all in high school, y'all go off to college, and then, like you said, we all know the story. You end up getting pregnant by the hood dude, ain't
They
got
want
shit
that.
going on.
They want that drama. They want that drama that they watch on that Love and Hip Hop on all them little shows and all the little dramas. Oh, girl, you know, something to talk about with her girlfriends. And he did this. He crashed my car. And this, you know what I'm saying? It's like they want the bullshit. And it's sad that, you know, it's like, okay, you can have any, like, okay, I'm going to just say, she can have any dude in the world. I'm just saying, look, reasonably. You know what I mean? She can have more access to dudes than the average dude can have access to women. So it's like, okay, I got all these people. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, okay, now what I'm going to judge them by? You know, it's like all of the cards on her table, you see, and she's the one, you know what I'm saying, get to this. Okay, well, this guy, he talks, he don't try to treat me nice like these other 90 dudes. This one, he kind of talks shit. He a little quirky. He's an asshole. And, you know, and this and that, and you know what I mean. And she, okay, is different. She's emotional, so it made her emotions involved. You know, it's all this. It's stupid. The way they choose men is stupid. It has nothing to do with stability in the future. You know, it's about how he look, how he fit in, what type, and if he's a bad boy, you know, it's some drama in there too. You know, it's all of the bullshit, dumb shit when they young, and then they on Kevin Samuels at 35, don't even know how to choose a man, and don't even know what men like. You know what I mean?
All right. Hey, one more question for GC, because I know you
Okay.
about to shut down.
Yeah.
So do you see a change in the near future, or do you think it's too late? Like with all this, now it's coming. Basically, everything that we've been talking about for the last 3 to 5 years, some people longer than that. Now it's starting to go mainstream, quote unquote. Like I said, I have a young lady that I talked to, you know, dealing with, and she's watching the videos because they're blowing up on World Star. And I was like, I told you about this dude like 3 years ago when you was asking me these questions. I said, that's funny. Now all of a sudden everybody paying attention. And like I said, all the groups I was getting kicked out of for saying the shit that I was saying. Now all of a sudden I'm like, it's too late. Ain't nobody trying to hear that shit. She working out, going to the gym and all that. I'm like, it's too fucking late, yo. Ain't nobody trying to hear that. Anyway, that's maybe me personally. Yeah. I apologize for my brief rant. But
it's too late, but it's always a sucker out there, bro. It's always a sucker out there. We 5, 7, 8 years ahead of the game. Like the people that been in these spaces, like I've been in the manosphere, well, you know, listening to the manosphere for those 7 years since I was 28 and 35. So, and what brought me here was a horrible relationship. And I ain't talking about just sexual. I'm talking about just relationship is in communication with my child's mother. You know what I'm saying? When I had a kid back when I was 21. So it got so bad where I actually went to YouTube. Ended up finding Tom Likas, and then through him. All I'm saying is we're ahead of the game. And as far as this dynamic starting to come out and people is starting to grab attention and people starting to listen, and it's not the same old, oh, woman, it's the man fault. Oh, woman, it's the man fault. It's something different. It's starting to come out. I still don't think it's going to change women at all. Even though we got this housing crisis, this bubble where a lot of people finna get evicted.
Whole conversation.
Yeah. They finna get evicted the first quarter of 2021. And you know what I mean? But then you have to look at, then what is she in my life for anyway? I mean, is it just a benefit? You see what I'm saying? Now it's time for men to actually be stingy. I hate to say it like that. I mean, I got a girl. She's in pocket. She buy me shit. She don't give me no smoke. I already told her I'm SYSBN. I told her that, and she was like, what's that? I was explaining the whole thing. I said, I was finna go overseas and get me one. You know, because I couldn't find one that liked me more than I like her. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, but yeah, no, the dynamic, it ain't gonna change, man. This shit right now is time for men just hold your coin and look at these people with just everything is just look at them standoffish, because a lot of them gonna be trying to come back in different ways. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them gonna be trying to come back in different ways. Guys, some guys want that, but for me, I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I'm not finna, I'm not finna take, I'm ain't finna raise nobody else's
This
kid.
might be a good time to bring the level twos back. The videos.
Yeah.
DC.
So I'll close with this to answer some of your questions.
So,
And mainly, what happened was the contract was broken. You see, the reason why marriage exists is to deal with the change in value from man to woman in that shift. See, it's a fair exchange for a woman to say, for both parties, um, like a woman just walks up to a guy and say, "Look, I'll give you my 20s and 30s if you give me your 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s." That is a reasonable deal. You know, they're basically saying, "Look, I can have any man, but I'll get with you if you stay with me when you can have any woman." That is a reasonable deal. However, modern times that contract is broken.
Yeah.
So it's no deal. And basically, what you have now is a group of women who are asking for your best years, even though they haven't given you theirs.
Yeah. And see, we got to
And
start, and to go along with that, and to go along with that, we have to start asking questions like, what was your longest relationship? Did you grow up with a two-parent home? Because that's going to let you know. I'm talking about her real father. Because that's going to let you know that she has a certain level of respect for man. Period. I ain't got time to train a woman on how to treat me. Fuck that.
Mhm,
Hell no. So you got to start filtering out. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying? How many kids, or if you want to deal with a woman, a one child limit, preferably an older child, a child that's 16, 17, damn near grown. You know what I'm saying? But then she got to come with all the cooperation. It's different things. The two-parent household is the main thing. The best women, I ain't saying it ain't no all and all of that. All I'm saying is, from my experience, the best 2 or 3 girlfriends I ever had, they had their real mama and their real daddy in their house. That was a fact. Like, they always had an underlying respect for the masculine principle.
mhm,
Period. It's not no disrespect with it, because we don't have time to train people on how to treat a man.
mhm.
So we got to use these filtrations. We got to use these filtering as they start to try to come back in different ways in your life. You got to. I just make sure you find out their longest relationship, 'cause that's gonna let you know if she for the long run, and if she grew up with her real daddy in the house. That's gonna let you know if she got a underlying respect for me. So
Okay,
that's. But that was to go along with what you said, GC.
okay. Marco, what's saying mine? Yeah. So it's blank, and I just hear like the spanking. I don't really see anything.
What's up, gentlemen? What's up, Mr. Pump and Dump? What's going on, brother? What's up?
What's up, Marco? Been a minute.
What's up, DJ? It's all good.
hey, what's up, brother?
Listen, no, I just came up because I heard about the theory that spanking does not work. Like, it was nothing for the behind. Now, I myself have been on this experiment, on this embarkment of disproving it. So I do it all the time. I do it just about every day. I do a spanking session
Do you
with
measure?
with the 1 or 2 women that I meet. As a matter of fact, if you let me to share the screen now, I'll demonstrate.
Okay. Do you measure? Is the question.
I beg your pardon?
Do you measure?
Oh yeah, if you remember one of my less popular streams that I had, I actually measured and I even calculated the temperature. I did all kinds of things because I think that attention is taken seriously, especially around
The temperature.
Yeah, I
Well,
did.
no. I mean, it's important to measure so you can keep an accurate graph.
Well,
Basically, you just have it like the x-axis is the time, of course. T equals 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then the measurements. And you should see a upward curve over a small period of time. But no, that wasn't me saying that it doesn't work. I was the one who was saying that it does. You know,
Oh,
it
but
was a woman in here
It
who
was a
said it
chick in
didn't
the
work.
chat.
Yeah, it was a chick in
yeah.
the chat that said it didn't work, and I said try it, and she refused to accept a proper ass whooping. So, you know, that's
which is crazy. And I also got a video in which I kind of do. I try to do something about the misconception of the word curvy. You know,
okay.
Yeah. I saw that.
so I mean, that's I have that one as well. But let's start with the spanking. Unfortunately, these videos I cannot upload in their entirety on YouTube because I always get flagged.
Uh-huh.
So let me see if I can share. Is that okay now?
Well, I don't want to get flagged.
All right.
Well, I'm saying, I mean, you can do it. You can always take it down, right? Or you can edit it, right? You have that luxury for the live.
Yeah, but when I edit it, it takes away the chat.
Well, listen, when I did this live, I had no issue. Okay, it's when they're uploads that I have the issue. Now, really, the flagging is they just say to me, "Hey, listen, it's nudity," and then I say, "What nudity? There's no nudity there," and they put it back up. I mean, but if
yeah, because I'm kind of like, you know, on YouTube's bad side, kind of severely. So is that bad? Because like I showed the other stuff.
No, not at all. That's what I mean. It's not.
Okay, then yeah, go for it.
I mean, it's not.
So while you're doing that, Marco, how much of this is for the growth of the booty and instilling discipline? Because I feel like that's lacking too. Like spanking.
Well,
that's why I use them. I spank chicks too. I tell them I spank ass for discipline purposes. Like, listen, yeah,
I guess I can measure that later. But for now, can you guys see the screen or no?
No, hold on.
Like I think that later on I could try to measure. You see that?
Oh, I'm not. I'm talking about discipline versus growth.
Yeah, but I mean, how do you measure that discipline?
Ah, okay.
Yeah, because it's subjective. That's what that. Yeah.
Fair enough.
We'll just do it like.
Oh, I seen this one.
You seen the whole thing?
No, I didn't see the whole thing. I just seen it was only 11 seconds, but yeah, I seen this.
I don't think you have.
Yeah, you had it up for a second.
Oh, you seen that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
How about that?
I like them little skirts though.
Yes, sir. Oh man. Oh shit. Oh. Look at the cheese clap. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I have it. See, yeah. That's the one that I demonstrated the curves.
Yeah. I saw this one.
So there's quite a few, but I think this is very important. I mean, the people that haven't seen it, I think this is important because this is really where it comes all about.
What is this?
See?
Delicioso. Oh, curves.
Not fat.
Not curves.
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 Yeah, curves.
What curves? Delicioso.
Education.
So I think that's very important because a lot of times it's not specified. What do you guys think? Do you think that qualifies as curves?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, it don't look flat to me.
No, and then here's there's one here. I mean, sideways too. You can see that.
Is she asking why she's having trouble getting a high value man? Get the likes up, people. Is she asking why is she having trouble getting a high value man?
She does. I mean, every time that, and she's also in her 20s. I mean, she's 22.
See, now these are curves.
So, and I turned 41. So she also does not have any issue about it being with a guy that's 40 as well. So there's no issue there. So she never asked. But you can see this. I mean, I think it's very important. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. I think there's one more that I don't think I shared.
Oh, okay.
I'll do this one. Can you see that one right there?
Curves like
yeah.
We'll do it simultaneously.
Y'all see that body? That's just like perfect. What the fuck?
Well,
it takes work. So, you know, ladies, you know, I mean, it's not fair for you because men who are high earning, at least, they have been working their entire life for that. You can't ask for a person's life effort for your temporary effort and you pretending to be submissive, you know, when the opportunity presents itself. That's not, you know, that's not a fair ask. She was wrong for asking for such a thing. And Kevin, you know, was spot on when he, you know, gave an explanation of why she's having trouble getting it.
Right. Well, that's what feminism told him, though. Like you are entitled to. You have the right to demand and ask for what you want.
That's why you pull up on the first date in your work van, because she don't know. She don't know what you know. Not the BMW, the work van.
No, but you know how I feel about that. I know you guys might not want to hear it, but It is useless to talk to a woman that's past 25.
Mm.
You are an idiot for doing it. The usable life for a woman is 18 to 24. That's when she be called a woman. After that, she is a useless. It's like ruins. You know, I've been to Egypt, and I've seen the ruins of the pyramids. I'm sure there were awesome pyramids at one point, but now they're just ruins. Same thing with Athens. Now they're what they used to be. A woman after 25 is just pretty much the ruins of what once was a great, I guess, part of civilization.
Civilization, yeah.
Now it's just trash. And if you're an idiot enough to be looking for that or going for that, then you will get ruins. You will never get a real woman.
But guess
I want
what?
to live in a pyramid.
The stigma is so strong in America. You know, I'm sure you already know the stigma for a man that's 35 or 40 to be with someone that's 20 or 21. You know, that shit always gets shouted down. They always want to put you on the pervert, and they want to put you on that list. And that's the thing with this culture. It's like, it's the most dick policed in the world, man. It suck.
Yeah, but I mean, you're not in their jurisdiction. Like, I mean, we are penis patrolled, but I mean, I'm not in their jurisdiction. They could say what they want,
All right, real quick. So I was on Kevin's panels months ago too, and he had Sugar P there, and something that I brought up, and he kind of debunked that immediately, had to do with intellect. I'm a guy that values and appreciates intellect, basically meaning, and y'all can agree or disagree, I enjoy being able to have a conversation with a woman. That's not required, but it's nice, right? To be like, oh, okay, she looks good, and I genuinely can enjoy being around her, right? She's not an airhead or whatnot. He shut that shit down. Like, well, that's what you have your male friends for, right? Hence this space. I can have a conversation with Pumping Up or Game Changer or Marco, like on some intellectual shit if I need that. And I was like, damn, like he kind of shut that down. Like, yeah, like what you talking to them for? What you need to talk to them for? You know what I'm saying? Like they serve this purpose right here. If they're not fitting in that, it doesn't matter. All the other stuff is cool, but ultimately this is what it comes down to. When we talk about, looks, youth, fertility and all that, I was like, I couldn't argue with it. I could not argue with that shit. It's like, damn.
Yeah, I mean that's the primary thing. I mean, high intelligence is really an ancillary thing. But I mean, personally, I don't have it like that. Because intelligence is a relative thing. So when I say I'm looking for somebody who is intelligent, it would be relative to my own intelligence. And I'm not going to throw mine out there, but if you're above average, it means that you're above 50% of the population. So and if you're higher than that, then the higher your intelligence, the lower your mating pool becomes. An intelligent person would know that. So like, what if Einstein say I only mess with chicks on my intellectual level? That would be stupid. Like, because there aren't many chicks on his intellectual level. And I'm not comparing myself to Einstein. I'm just saying, like, you do yourself a great disservice, when you limit in that regard. So if you want a woman who, is like, say, in the like top 20% attractive and then top 20% intelligence, like, do you really have it like that to where you could say I only mess with 4% of the female population? Come on now. And that's before you get into all the other stuff.
Yeah. I'm just talking about being able to have a conversation. A lot has to do with my mentors too. Like, bro, like if you want to deal with a chick, after that 15, 20 minutes, in the bedroom, I know some of y'all marathon champs. I'm like, nigga, I be in there having sex for 2 hours, whatever. But his point was like, yo, like, if you're going to deal with a chick, like, why wouldn't you want to be able to be around her, enjoy her outside of that? Is kind of what I was,
I'm just saying it's not a primary requirement. I mean, but
yeah, and that's what he was able to put in perspective. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Okay, fellas. So right now I got to thank the Cash Apps and Super Chats. Got to thank the managers and moderators. I got to thank those who are listening silently and those who participated in the chat room. Make sure you hit that like button on your way out. Subscribe if you haven't already. Once again, this is Game Changer 00100. Game over. Peace.
Peace.